Hey everyone, how are you? It's nice to be back after a little holiday, and I hope that everybody had a great time over Easter, got to enjoy the beautiful weather, and are looking forward to a few of our rainy days ahead. This week, I thought we could talk a little bit about building independence. Independence is something that when we become an adult means that we are taking on more responsibility and we are taking on more independence into our own lives. So today and this week, I thought we could talk about some different ways that we can increase our independence, different things that we can do to help with accountability and work on being more responsible and working maybe towards some of the goals that maybe some of us have in being more independent in our own lives and taking some of the independence on our own. So to kind of start with, as we become adults, there's a lot more things that we have to take care of. And one of those big things that we have to take care of is everyday chores and everyday tasks that sometimes we don't always want to do because it might include cleaning or grocery shopping or paying bills or different things to keep our life in order. But some of the things that, we have to do when we're being more accountable for ourselves and working towards that independence is taking on a lot of those tasks. So, if you're working on chores or you're working on tasks that maybe you don't always enjoy, really work hard to make them fun. Make them become a positive experience. One way that we could do that is, really stop and realize how helpful we're being. If we live on our own already, maybe we're being very helpful to ourselves and getting our tasks accomplished when we need to have them accomplished. Maybe if we live with another roommate or with other people, with our parents or siblings or other housemates, then really focus on the fact of how helpful that you're being to other people and to the people that you live with. And you are being the helpful one and making sure that tasks are completed and it's not going to become overwhelming or become too much of things to get done. At the same time of that, make sure you praise yourself. Even as you're in the process of completing a task that it needs to get done or a chore that needs to get done or something that maybe you don't really enjoy as much, praise yourself. Celebrate what you've done. Celebrate what you're doing, make yourself feel good about what you are getting done and how you are helping yourself and how you are helping others. Take pride in what you're doing and take pride in the tasks that you're completing. Another part of different chores and tasks that we need to get done is we need to make sure that we're allowing ourselves plenty of time to get them accomplished. If we have a deadline that we need to make sure our laundry is finished by Thursday, well, make sure that that's going to be realistic. If you're looking at doing 4 or 5 loads of laundry and you don't start until Wednesday night, that's probably not going to happen. You might not get everything accomplished. But if you know that that deadline for your laundry has to be done by Thursday, give yourself a realistic time frame. Maybe make sure that you're starting on Tuesday to give yourself a few days to get that done. When we are working on chores or working on tasks, we don't want ourselves to feel overwhelmed. We don't want to get overwhelmed to where we don't want to complete the task. If we're feeling overwhelmed, things might go wrong. We might rush things, we might not put enough time and effort into them, and they might not go as smoothly as they typically would. So don't get overwhelmed. Think about what the steps are that you all have to have done. So if I have to have my laundry done by Thursday, well, remember that before I can even start my laundry, all of my clothes need to be sorted. So maybe I might get that task done first and break it up, sort my clothes, make sure I have enough days to get it done, knowing how many loads I have to have completed, and then when I have to have that done. Maybe if you're helping out with supper and you're going to serve supper or serve lunch, well, we can't have that done unless the table is set. So knowing what steps you have to do and planning ahead and knowing what that realistic time frame is, it will help you out in the long run. So we can't have lunch, we don't have everything ready to go, or the table isn't set, or we don't have our utensils or plates or whatever we need to have the meal that we're having at that time. Another good key thing to think about is to always be very consistent. If we are going to work on laundry, maybe having the same day that we always do laundry, or making sure that our laundry is always done every week by Thursday. We want these chores to be done and these tasks on a regular basis, so then that way it doesn't keep piling up and become overwhelming or become too much to handle. We want to make sure also that when we're being consistent, to help yourself become consistent, if you're going to help with supper every night, well, you might have to be the one that unloads the dishwasher every day. Well, if on Tuesday night I didn't feel like unloading that dishwasher and somebody else did it, well, then that's not me being very consistent. It's nice that somebody was willing to help out, but I still have to be consistent in the things that are expected of me, to be accountable and to build that independence for myself. So with all of those, you always want to make sure that every task and every chore that you're doing, when you're remaining consistent and having those expectations, that they're going to be attainable. You don't want to have too many things to do all at the same time. You want to make sure that, you're not having all of these different tasks and it's too much that's going on at the same time. I apologize, they're doing a little bit of work here today, and I thought I had a clear window, but we'll kind of get through this video here today. Make sure that your tasks are simple. They're step by step. Know what your expectations are for those chores and for those tasks that you need to get done. So if you know that you are going to do some yard work outside, make sure that you know what is exactly expected. Are you expected to just go outside and pick up trash? Are you expected to pick up branches? Are you expected to mow the lawn? Are you expected to pull out weeds? Know exactly what is expected for you to complete that task. And don't always expect to be perfect. There's always things that maybe won't work out. If you are the one doing dishes and you put the dishes in the dishwasher, you made sure that they were rinsed off, you put them in the right order so that things weren't all clumbered together or sitting on top of each other. They were able to get washed and rinsed, and you open that dishwasher when it's done and you still have some dirty dishes. Everything can't be perfect every time. You might have to take those out and wash them by hand before you can put them away. Just know that sometimes things come up, so don't get too hard on yourself on being perfect. And also with that, maybe you need to set up a chore chart. If you've got a few different tasks that you need to complete, make a chart. Check it off when you're done, cross it off when you're done, do whatever you need to do to be able to keep track of what you have to do and what is expected of you. So to kind of finish up with some of our stuff today, I just want you to know that when we're working on independence and we're working on being on our own, that sometimes there's people in our lives that we may feel are being too strict or being too protective or always there with those rules, and they're always asking you things if you've done this or you've done that. And sometimes that can make you feel frustrated, or like you're being watched, or like you feel very irritated and frustrated. But just know that the people that are there in your lives that are helping you out with that are there because they're concerned about your well-being. They're concerned that they want to make sure that you're helping yourself and building that independence that you need. So you want to make sure that you're helping them as well and reassuring them that things are going good and things are getting accomplished, and you are doing what you need to do to help you reach those goals that you have. So make sure that you are continuing to take on more tasks to help build that independence. Make sure that you're doing different chores around the house and that you're helping out with things that you know that you can help out with. Because, when it all comes down to it, one way to show that you're ready for more responsibility and that you're growing more and more into that independence part of your life, it's by taking on more tasks around the house. We can't always expect everybody to do everything for us. We want to make that step to taking care of ourselves and being very independent and making us feel that internal pride that we have when we're building that independence and having accountability. You know, it doesn't need to be where it is very time consuming. It could just be where we're simply helping set up the table or helping take out the trash. You know, by you lending a hand and taking on more responsibility and being more accountable, you're going to show that you respect the household that you live in. And in turn, people are going to see that you deserve that respect and that independence as you work towards those goals that you want to attain. So now that we're finishing up, the wall has been quiet, but I hope you all have a really great week. I can't wait to see you all again soon, and have a great day. Bye.